Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Shae. If you have been here before, then you know that I'm building a series called Quitting Teaching, and this is another video to add to that playlist. Whether you are new or not, you are here to discuss what your next career is going to be based on your passions. So 2 parts of this video again. First, I'm gonna go over passions that pretty much the majority of teachers all have to a certain degree, but we're gonna reflect on them and give it a rating so that you can see which ones are most priority to you. And then I'm gonna start with just 5 careers as suggestions with those passions so you can match up your priority passions to those careers and see which ones most fit to you, and at the very least it gives you some ideas and inspiration. Before we get into it, I just want to make a little note that even though I'm only covering 5, there are so many more options out there. This is just my ideas to hopefully give you ideas, more inspiration, and to encourage you. If you'd like another video with more industries, I do have 5 more that I am thinking about doing with the passions underlying those. So just let me know in the comments down below. Thumb up this video. Let me know one way or another the feedback of what you think. And yeah, we'll go from there. Also to help you and I reflect. So without further ado, let's get into those passions. All right, so what I want you to do and what I'm gonna do is grab a sheet of paper or something to write on, and for each of these passions, you're gonna write out that name of the passion as well as a 0, 1, 2, or 3 beside it, depending on how much joy those passions bring to your life. So 0, like not at all. It's not something that means anything to your day-to-day enjoyment. But 1 is kind of like a little, and then 2 is right in the middle, like cool. And then 3 is like, I have to have it. It has to be a part of my job for me to feel totally fulfilled and for my heart to sing. First one, so get that piece of paper and pencil ready, or pen or marker or whatever. I am really missing my whiteboard from the classroom right now, but I don't have it. It is in storage. But anyway, first one, number 1, and I have my computer here with all of the planning I've done beforehand. So I'm gonna be looking down and looking up. The first one is helping. You love to help. You like to help. You can take it or leave it, or you like pass altogether. Also helping could be like improving and advising. So along those lines. Passion number 2 is communicating ideas. How much do you like to communicate and talk? How much do you like to write out your ideas and communicate via email or via those messages on Google, what's it called? Google Text, Google something for those family members. How much do you enjoy communicating your ideas out into the world and with others? The next one is building relationships. How important is it to you to build relationships in your new career? And then the next one is learning knowledge. How much do you like to learn on a day-to-day basis? Is that something that you just crave? There's something new that you feel like you always need to be learning. You need to make it a skill. If you don't have it before, you want to pass that on. I guess that's the communicating part. But how much do you personally enjoy learning new things? The next one is learning how to learn. Those methodology classes, how much did you enjoy them? And how much during your teaching career did you enjoy that? Knowing how people learn and applying that knowledge so that you can break down those complex ideas and make them into smaller components so that someone can understand. How much do you like that? Go ahead and rate 0, 1, 2, or 3. The next one is counseling. Those moments where you're down on your knees and you're talking to your students about what happened that morning or what happened on the playground or a special or even in the classroom, and you're helping them to figure out their feeling and how to self-regulate and all of the things. How much do you enjoy that in your day-to-day? Does that bring you all kinds of fulfillment and joy? The next one is leadership. Are you someone who likes to input your ideas so that hopefully that's what decisions are made and go forth? Do you enjoy leading teams and a lot of people? Is that important, or do you like to just work independently or somewhere in the middle? The next one is creating. So creativity, definitely one of the most important things for me. So this would definitely be a 3. How often do you want to be spending time making something that's in your brain out into the physical world, making it abstract into concrete and physical. Is that something that you're like, I really don't care? And like 1, little, 2, yeah, I could do that, or 3, like I have to have it. I have 3 more for you. So the next one is planning. I know that this is something just intrinsically that I do in my day-to-day life, not even in the professional world. So this is definitely something that's just gonna come out naturally. Do you also enjoy planning? Is that something that you want to implement into your new job? Do you think that you do a good job at it? Do you think that you do a great job at it and you like those tiny little details that make up the big whole? If you're someone who enjoyed writing out curriculum and your lesson plans and those little creative ideas around the holidays, then potentially this would be a 3 for you. The next one kind of goes in hand with planning. It's designing, and I guess also with creativity, with that creating. Designing means that you have free reign to implement what you want into your workspace. Is that something that you enjoy? And then the last one, and there's far more of course, but the last one I have for you is culture. How much do you enjoy learning about others and their heritage and their traditions and sharing that with other groups of people, and also even learning more about your heritage, possibly even traveling, getting outside of your norm and experiencing new atmospheres, environments? Is that something that you just really love? Okay, so it's time to take a look at all of our passions and see which ones have the 3s. See which ones you reflected on and was like, you know, if I could pick a career that had every single one of these passions because they're all 3s, because they all make my heart sing, then that would be the perfect next step for me. I want you to highlight them, circle them, star them, make them green, put smiley faces beside them. Just make them paramount in your brain, because we're about to go into part 2 now of the video where I list off 5 industries for you, the definitions of those industries, and also the passions that we just went over and which one of those align with these careers. I also give some quick positions underneath that field just to get your brain thinking about all of the different opportunities out there. So, have you gotten all your smiley faces next to your 3s? Perfect. Let's move forward. The first career I have for you is the events industry. So here's the definition of the events industry. Establishing and maintaining relationships with clients, vendors and venues, planning event details and aspects, including seating, dining, and guests, creating reliable financial reports and collecting payments on time, remaining under budget at all costs. Pulled all these definitions off of the internet, but this one I really liked because that's the industry I just went into, and I feel that it summed it all up really, really well. And the passions that directly align with that career are, so remember, take a look back at your 3s and see if these are checking off your list. Designing, creating, hosting. I know we didn't go over that one previously, but threw it in there. Is that something you enjoy? Leading, so leadership, planning, and helping. Do you enjoy celebrations? And then personal financing. Just a little side note, I have put other passions underneath these industries that are a little bit different and outside of maybe what majority of teachers would all like. But if any of these were triggers to you being like, oh yeah, I like that too, then keep that in mind and make some more notes on your piece of paper. And then some example positions for the event industry are event coordinator, event assistant, designer, marketer, and a secretary. The next industry that I want to give you is tourism. Jobs and occupations in the travel industry. From planning a trip to transportation and the services provided once you arrive, tourism jobs can also include management roles, which might involve more indirect support for travelers and possibly more time spent in office settings. Some of those passions that are aligning under tourism are culture, communicating, helping, writing, photography, creating, also learning knowledge, because in order for you to best advise about what they should do while they're visiting, while they're at this new location, you should know all of the different local spots and hangout places where they're gonna have a really good time experiencing the culture. Some example positions: travel agent, tour guide, spa receptionist, or a masseuse, a coordinating manager, a sommelier, a flight attendant, or valet. The third industry that I would like to give you is lodging. So the definition of the lodging industry is employees working in the lodging pathway. They perform tasks related to the operation of lodging facilities and the care of guests who use these facilities either through direct guest contact or the provision of background services that enhance the guest experience. Lots of guests and people in there. Basically, if you enjoy traveling, hosting, communicating, and advising, creating as well. I feel like I have to add a little sidebar note to that one too, creating, because if you're a concierge or an event manager, then you also get to have input on how people are going to spend their time. Also learning knowledge, because if you're in an area, you really have to be rehearsed in knowing what different activities and what different restaurants are available, just different things that a guest would want to get into during their trip. You might enjoy one of these positions in the lodging industry. Front desk receptionist, housekeeper, concierge, sales director, night auditor, valet, hotel manager, event coordinator again, host, server, or cook, and many more. All right, so the fourth industry that I want to list off for you is management. And the definition of management is the coordination and administration of tasks to achieve a goal. Such administration activities include setting the organization's strategy and coordinating the efforts of staff to accomplish these objectives through the application of available resources. Here are the aligned passions. Leading, learning how to learn because you're going to be training other people. Communicating, planning, organizing people has to do with that planning. Another aligned passion with that is helping, because you're going to be advising as well. So helping and advising, they're intertwined. And building relationships. Good management, we all know, is built on great relationships. If you have a niche interest, specifically, where would you really love to manage? If you love video games, would you like to manage a video game store? If you love fashion, do you want to do it in retail? Food, administrative, computer, architectural, financial, construction, operations, human resources, medical, and or marketing. The last one is teaching. Maybe the more that you reflect, you realize, I really don't want to leave the education industry. I don't want to leave this educational field. I want to stay in it, but just not be a teacher. And here are some other options for you. Curriculum writers, mentors, advisors, online educators, community directors, tutors, and librarians. Those passions that we already stated above, they all go underneath the teaching, education, career field. So you know that you're going to get a lot of that when you stay in the field. Specifically though, if you enjoy writing and you enjoy planning, maybe focus on the curriculum writing. Or if you have a stronger tendency of wanting to help people one-on-one verbally and through emails and through FaceTimes, then maybe you want to be a mentor. Maybe you want to be an advisor or a tutor. Do you still want to work with kids? Do you want to work with adults? All of these reflective questions are going to help you figure out what you don't want to do, what you might want to look into, or what you really feel strongly about doing next. All right, well, that is all I have for now. I've already started brainstorming some more careers, industries, and the passions that would align underneath those. So if you found this video, and I'm hoping inspirational, it's giving you some ideas, or at least has encouraged you, let me know if you'd like for me to make another video like this. As you continue to reflect and put your foot out there into other territories, I promise you'll get even more and more comfortable. I remember when I first quit, I was like, oh my gosh, like my identity is a teacher, so therefore I am like nothing, I don't know what's next. It wasn't very long until I realized that my identity was not in my teaching profession, it was in who I am. So just like for who you are, take that time to reflect and see what's most important to you. What does, like I said before, make your heart sing. Stick with those things and you are going to find your next thing soon. I absolutely promise that. If you need support, please let me know. Let me know in the comments. Never hesitate to reach out. I have other videos on resigning, writing a new resume, when I left teaching a year ago and what those feelings were like then, and so you'll be able to tell the difference between my healing process then and now. So take a look at that in the playlist if you'd like. But either way, thanks for watching this one and have a good rest of your day. hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.